So, a moment of reflection and a little bit of vulnerability here. One thing that I had to do with going through my divorce is learn how to shift my mindset to more of an appreciative mindset. And I say that because, number one, I'm thankful to still have my life. I'm thankful to still be here to be able to fight through my mental struggles that I have obtained through being in that situation. But more importantly, being able to identify my trauma responses and work through those to ensure that I don't attract the same type of energy again in my life. I can say so much about my ex-husband. Pretty sure he's a narcissist to a T. He checks every single box there is to check when it comes to narcissism, but that's neither here nor there. Truthfully, I hope that he heals, because the one thing, and I'm a person who is obsessed with human behavior, so the one thing that I had to realize is that people just don't wake up and become these people, right? They also are responding to a deep level of trauma. They also are broken inside. They also have very low self-esteem. So what winds up happening is they attract people just like me and maybe you, or you might be the narcissist who needs to go do the healing or who has done the healing. And the one thing about them is that they are attracted to people who have what they don't have. Now, I remember when I first met my ex-husband, he would always say that I was so full of life. And he was like, wow, this girl is so full of life. Like, it was almost like he had to have me.
So, like, I think, like, that day I seen you and I was like, I had noticed, like, dang, that girl, she's full of life. Like, you got a bunch of energy. And it's still like that. I like that. Because I think, like, you know, it's good to have that balance.
How did you get that off of, like...
Just the way you, like, carried yourself. I mean, like I hadn't really seen you, but I had seen you, like, during the day.
And he would always say that I was one of the nicest people that he knew. Actually, he did say that I was the nicest person that he knows, me and his grandmother-in-law. And I didn't pay this any of attention, right? And another thing, when I first met him too, he was so eager to take me to meet his family after he told me that they weren't like that supportive of him and they didn't even like his last girlfriend and blah, 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 blah. Well, when I went to go meet them, the first thing that his stepdad started doing was bashing his ex-girlfriend. And I'm like, you know, I'm not the type of girl, so I was just kind of like a little, you know, weirded out by that. But also I noticed that my ex-husband hyped me up. Like, oh, she's a sergeant in the military. She has her degree. She has her own place. She does this. She does that. Blah, 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 blah. And it was almost like to put me on a pedestal to make himself look like he was doing something in life, because at the time I met him, he didn't have much going for himself. But here I was trying to save the day, you know, help him to see his worth, helping him to realize that this bullshit job that you're at, you're worth more than that. You're a lot smarter than that. You have skills that I need you to tap into and realize that you have. And, you know, and I did these things for him, but I also realize now those were trauma responses also from my end. And when I look back, it was really just a huge ass trauma bond from the very beginning. From the very beginning, it was just a huge ass trauma bond. And I'm not going to say that there wasn't love there. I definitely think there was love there. And I'm appreciative of like the good moments and the things that I learned and the things that, you know, I grew from and I'm still growing from. I'm thankful for those things. However, I had to come to terms with that I am thankful to make it out of a situation, to be able to look back into it and take so many notes from. Like, I learn new things about my situation every single day. Every single day. I learn new things about it. I learned new things about myself and the way that I responded and the things that I did and why I did those things. I questioned why I was attracted to this person, why I tried to fix this person, why I always try to help this person, because that's the way it was from the very beginning. It was never about my benefit. It was all about his benefit, but also I overcompensated like crazy. So I can't even put all the blame on him. I mean, you throw something at somebody, they probably gonna take it. You know, childhood trauma is a really dangerous thing if you do not get the therapy and the help that you need. People think that you can just pop up in therapy and just talk about it and poof, it goes away. No, therapy is a plan of action. Therapy is work every single day, not jumping from relationship to relationship and hurting people and hurting yourself, because essentially you are hurting yourself. But learning how to be appreciative of the things that are revealed to you and working on those things and being a better person so that, you know, you can attract better and you don't attract the same thing twice. It's super important. Like, it's so important. And I think about it every single day just how thankful and grateful that I am, and all the lessons that I learned throughout this situation, and that I can share with the world in hopes that somebody else will, learn from my mistakes and learn from my story as well. Because there's a lot to unpack here, y'all. And like I said, I unpack shit every single day. Every single day. Like, here, why would you allow somebody to abuse you? Why would you allow them to put their hands on you? Why would you stay so long? Why were you scared? It's so crazy because it's like, it was already bad before this person even became a law enforcement officer. But then when he became a law enforcement officer, it was like, oh my God, like that honestly should have been my cue to run. Because at some point, he also told me that he had a problem with authority. But now you want to be?
Authority. I struggle with authority, especially if I don't respect the individual. Authority. I think everything else is just too easy.
Like, these are the things that I find to be very mind-blowing, mind-boggling. Because even like for me, like I am in social work, right? And it's like I went to social work. Why? Because I know what it feels like to be broken. I know what it feels like not to have anybody, blah, blah, blah. And that's what led me there. And it's like he has a problem with authority, right? So it's like the way to get over that, or the way to deal with that or respond to that, is to go be someone in authority. So go join the military. Now I'm going to go be a law enforcement. Like, it's crazy. You will wind up abusing your power in those positions when, you do it for those reasons and solely those reasons. I don't know. It's just really crazy to see how trauma shows up and how trauma works. I don't know. I felt like sharing this shit today, so I did. So, I don't know. Hopefully somebody takes something from it.